What a time to be alive. President Biden has officially resigned as the elected nominee. Vice President Harris is the presumptive nominee. Well, that would be a horrible choice, and I've already made a video on that. Can Vice President Harris just be slid in as the nominee? Did Vice President Harris really raise over $81 million so far? Like, how the hell is any of this even possible? Stick with me, folks, and I'll learn you. Hello, all you beautiful people. World's Okayest lawyer here. I am still cleaning up from Hurricane Beryl, and my God, I can't wait for that to be done. So, what the hell is even happening here? Today, we're going to discuss nomination, resignation, and campaign finance. Yay! Real interesting topics, but I'll do my best to keep it interesting. So let's start with nomination. So, an elected individual becomes the nominee for president of their political party when they are officially nominated by the party through its established procedures, such as a national convention or primary election. This process typically involves the candidate seeking nomination by a political party in more than one state, and the party must have a procedure for holding a primary election for nomination to that office. The term primary election includes an election nominating convention or caucus held by a political party for the selection of delegates to a national nominating convention or for expressing a preference for not the nomination of individuals for the office of the president. So once that has happened, they are then considered the official nominee. This is further supported by regulations that require candidates to certify their nomination status and comply with campaign finance rules. Additionally, the party's national convention plays a crucial role in formally nominating the candidate, and the candidate's acceptance of the nomination solidifies their status as the party's nominee. To make this real easy, a candidate for office does not become the nominee until we're watching them on TV at their party's convention. So in this case, since President Biden nor the Democratic National Convention accepted his nomination, President Biden is not really a nominee, but an electee for the Democrat ticket. So what about replacing a nominee? So in this case, President Biden withdrew, and the rules actually vary by state, but generally the process involves specific procedures and deadlines. In Pennsylvania, a candidate must be duly nominated by nomination papers properly presented and accepted for filing, along with an original affidavit. After the nomination, the candidate must either die or formally withdraw by way of a notarized writing filed with the same office. Only then can another candidate be submitted. Similarly, in Massachusetts, the candidate must complete the nomination requirements that formally withdraw before any vacancy is created or may be filled. In Texas, the Secretary of State plays a crucial role of the political party's replacement nominee for president or vice president, so it's interchangeable in this case. If the original nominee withdraws, dies, or is declared ineligible, this certification must be delivered by the party's state chair within specific deadlines depending on when the withdrawal occurs. In Iowa, for example, the state central committee of the political party or the governing committee of the national party can make substitutions, which must be filled no later than 74 days before the election. Folks, we're in July. We are more than 74 days away. In Maine, if a candidate for vice president withdraws at least 70 days before the election, which we're still in that window, the vacancy may be filled by a new vice presidential candidate or presidential candidate, because again these are interchangeable, provided certain written consents and acceptances are filed with the Secretary of State. In Idaho, a candidate may withdraw by filing a notarized statement of withdrawal, but this must be done no later than 45 days before an election. So these rules just kind of ensure that the presidential nominee is orderly and follows legal requirements, because you know us lawyers, we got to get in the middle of everything, in order to provide clarity and stability in the electoral process. In general, when we write stuff, I have a feeling that even us as lawyers don't understand what the hell we're writing. We're just writing. But deadlines are really key in replacing a nominee. The deadlines to certify a party's replacement presidential nominee, based on the year 2024, because remember, laws kind of fluctuate over time, and again, it all varies by state. So, what about all the money? Because a lot of people are asking about money. So, if a nominee resigns from a race, they are generally required to return the residual contributions to the contributors, so the people who donated it, or to the political party associated with the candidate. So, for example, in Guam, hey folks, Guam, they're U.S. citizens. So, in Guam, candidates who withdraw or cease to be candidates must return any residual contributions to their political party or to the campaign committee of a person of the same party who is a candidate for the same office. So, in this case, they're not even talking about giving it back. Similarly, in Hawaii, they mandate that candidates who withdraw or cease to be candidates must return residual funds to the contributors within 90 days. And any funds not returned will escheat. Oh, you gotta love contract, right? To the Hawaii Election Campaign Fund. Additionally, Alaska allows for the contribution of campaign funds to pay bills related to the campaign, make donations to political parties or charitable organizations, repay loans from the candidate to their own campaign, and repay contributions to contributors on a pro rata basis. So, in summary, the general rule is that candidates who resign from a race must return the remaining campaign funds to the contributors or their political party, with some variations depending on the specific state statutes and regulations. So, the big question is, did Vice President Harris really already raise more than $81 million? I am going to call a big fat BS on that. Because of rules associated state by state, and then you have the federal campaign finance rules, Biden has already probably returned the funds to, or escheated the funds over to the Democratic Party, who has then dropped that right into the coffers of Vice President Harris and her campaign. Don't you just wish these fools would stop trying to lie to us all the time? I mean, my God, it is all the time. Because she really hasn't raised that much money already. She's not even really a nominee, so why would anybody give her money at this point anyway? Like what I had to say? Please be sure to follow, like, share, subscribe to me, and leave a review. I cannot thank you enough for listening to what my world's okayest opinions are. Lastly, it costs $0 to be kind. It's the best money that you'll ever spend. Until next time, beautiful people. Peace.